Hello everybody, welcome back to the Essential Owl. Erin here to cut this soap that I made today. I have decided to call this Citrus Mistress because the fragrance oil that was used to make this soap is called Energy. It's from Brambleberry and the main notes in it are citrus, and that's really about all I smell. Just different citrusy smells. I smell a little bit of orange, I smell a little bit of grapefruit, I smell a little bit of lemony lime with some sweeter notes in there. It's really nice. It's really yummy smelling. So before I cut, I'll show you all what the outside looks like. The outside's not super duper pretty, but I don't know. You guys will have to tell me what you think about it after it gets cut, because the outside is not always indicative of what it looks like on the inside. But here's the top that I did. I just, textured it a little bit. I do have some air bubbles out here from how thick the batter got, and that was my fault. I did a little bit of research into why it possibly could have accelerated on me, and I think it has something to do with the goat milk that I added. Because of all the extra sugars, the natural sugars that are in goat's milk, I think those sugars just heated up and caused it to accelerate. And it was that combined with my own impatience. So if it looks awful, I don't know. Maybe I won't sell it. Maybe I'll do a redo of this and just not include the goat's milk in the recipe and see if that helps. You can see I did get almost a full gel. This is the gel ring here. So this is the yellow that I was hoping would calm down, and it did with gelling. It's a little bit more vibrant on the top, but on the edge, well, it's going to be hard to fit it in the camera, but we'll go through this way. There we go. So you can see here's the yellow that gelled, and then here's the yellow that didn't. So you can see how orange that yellow is, and then there is the actual orange that I used. So let's cut into it just to see what the damage is. I'm kind of disappointed that this soap turned out this way. I had a much different image in my mind when I started pouring, but that's what I get for being impatient. So let's just see what it looks like on the inside. Maybe it'll redeem itself. I don't know. So let's make this first cut here. Am I good in the viewfinder? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that I don't have any of those scuff marks. I made this soap about 5 hours ago. It was still a little bit tacky, which surprised me, because usually when I make a soap that long ago with my water discount, it's pretty much as hard as a rock. So I was a little bit surprised. So here's the back side. Not super pretty. A bunch of little bubbles and stuff like that. And then there's the inside. So that's not too bad. I'm not really that mad at it. It's not as vibrant as I was hoping that it would be. But that's really not that bad. You can see that little line of green there, and there's some tiny speckles of green up here. And it is a little bit more jagged than just a straight layer. You can't really tell where I did all those craters, but I didn't fully expect to see that. But that's not that bad. So maybe this soap has redeemed itself. I think I'm getting a little bit tight. I might need to loosen that. I don't want to move my whole soap cutter when I'm lifting the handle. So, and for the record, I'm just spraying a little tiny bit of rubbing alcohol on this just to make it a little easier to get the soap off of the wire here. Okay, so let's go to the next cut. Okay. And there's not really many air bubbles on the inside of the soap, which makes me really happy, even though the outside did have quite a few. So that's great. That makes me feel much better about this soap. And there's the other side. Getting all these little scraggly bits off the bottom that I always get. You'll always get those when you cut a soap. I don't know about cutting with a, what's the word? The soap cutting blades. I would imagine that you get the same little scraggly bits at the bottom as you do with a wire cutter. But I don't know. So you can see a little bit more green up here. So this is just a more, it's calmer. And there's the top, which is an orangey yellow. So it's not that bad. But this soap design is quite tame compared to some of my others. My soaps are usually a little bit, they're pretty vivid, pretty bright. Even my lighter colored soaps are a little bit in your face sometimes. So this is an interesting change. I'm not that mad about it. I'm not super happy with the inside just because it's not what I was going for. But you know, sometimes things just work out a certain way. I'm trying to learn that in my personal life. Okay, so there's the other side, and now you can see there is an air bubble there, and it's quite big, so I may not put some of these bars on my Etsy shop. I'm not sure. I don't know. You guys tell me as someone who would potentially buy a bar of soap. Would you buy a bar of soap if it had an air bubble like that in it? I don't know. I'm not sure if I personally would be happy getting one if I didn't know what making soap was like. But because I'm a soap maker and I understand that sometimes air bubbles are unavoidable, I mean, I pounded that soap mold on the floor to try to get rid of as many air bubbles as possible, and I still got some. Sometimes they're just unavoidable. If I didn't know that as a consumer, I probably would be unhappy. But you guys tell me, are these even worth listing? I don't know. So see, that one's kind of cool with the green here and the green there. It's interesting. Not at all what I planned, but not that bad. So how is everyone's weather? I'm very curious because I am in Kentucky and we are all about to drown here. Because it has been raining and raining and raining and raining, and it will not stop. And we are actually dealing with a lot of flooding in different areas and some places that don't normally experience flooding. I mean, some places are pretty bad, and you know, I mean, what can you do about that? You know what I mean? Other than not live near a body of water, because that's what happens when it rains this much. But you know, it's been coming down. Let me tell you, we're all pretty sick of the rain. And then meanwhile, is California still having, are they still in a drought right now? I think they are. I mean, it's craziness. That and the flu has been going around locally, and it has just been pretty unpleasant all the way around for about a month now. With the flu outbreaks and the nonstop rain and now bad flooding. It's just, we are so ready to get rid of this rain. So, yeah. Tell me about how the weather is in your area right now. I'm really interested to hear it. I actually think that somewhere in Kentucky today, maybe, there was a tornado. It's February. Come on now. And we're already getting tornadoes. I'm not prepared for this. So there's that side, and then there's the other. But yeah. In my area, we generally don't get tornadoes, by the way. it seems like in the last couple of years that I can remember, and I say couple, I really mean like half a decade or so now, the tornadic activity in my area has been increasing, but we still haven't really gotten a tornado, at least in my immediate vicinity. So it seems like the pattern for tornadoes kind of has ups and downs around here. Before I was born, my grandparents told me that we used to get tornadoes all the time. My grandmother has a story, or had a story. She passed away a few years ago, but she had a story about one time on, I believe it was their 20th anniversary or so. Her and my grandfather were sitting on their front porch watching off in the distance as a tornado hopped from the top of knob to knob. So that's crazy to me, because as far as tornadoes go, I haven't ever experienced a tornado, not a real one. We've had some funnel clouds and straight line winds and things like that, but as far as tornadoes, there haven't really been any. There's been a couple of tornadoes that have like touched the ground and then went right back up into the sky. But I mean, yeah, so it's a little crazy. Alright, so there's that one. I like this one with the green down here and a little bit of green up here. Ooh, that's pretty bad though. Darn it, I'm really kind of just irritated at myself for getting all these air bubbles. But, that's how it goes. And then here's an end piece, which I thought I was done with the end pieces, but apparently not. So I'll keep this one for myself. All right, so there you have it. This was Citrus Mistress. It smells lovely, even if it doesn't look like it. If you all like these videos, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think about these, because I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I might have to remake this and see if I can do something else. I'm just really not sure. So you guys let me know what you think down below. And if you enjoy these videos, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. And that is all I have for you all today. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.